Hello viewers, today I am going to present you Taal, Dhamar. According to an age-old treatise called Mridanga Sagar, Dhamar has been literally described as Jasya Talena Sah Vaikunthe Nrityati Gopalah Sah Taal Dhamar. That is the Taal on which Lord Krishna dances in Vrindavan, the land of Lord Krishna, which is compared to heaven itself. Dhamar has a very reserved nature and dignified character because the syllables of the theka are the bowls of pakhavaj. Their sounds are heavy and their moods are very dignified. The theka of Dhamar goes with 14 beats or matra and can be read as ka, dhi, ta, dhi, ta, dha, a, ga, ti, ta, ti, ta, ta, a, ka. Now, based on Dhamar, we present you the technical compositions of Kathak dance like tukras, toras and their chakradhars, paran and their chakradhars, tihai, parmelu, etc. We start with tukra. Tukra is a Hindi word, as the term itself denotes that it means किसी चीज का टुकड़ा or a piece of something, a portion or a fragment of a complete thing. So, these are the compositions which are shorter in length and can be considered to be a part of certain bigger compositions. Tukra are of various types depending on the kinds of syllables they hold. Since the kind of syllables come into the Kathak world from various musical instruments, from the sounds of nature, from the musical notes, so the variety of tukras are also enormous and they cover a very wide range of the Kathak repertoire and the most part of its nritya. Tukras in Jaipur Gharana are rather called toras. किसी चीज की तोड़ से मिली गई, that is something obtained from the breakage of a whole thing. So, somehow tora and tukra are similar. Their length and the syllables they hold are also similar, but only tora term is widely used in the Jaipur Gharana while tukra is widely used in Lucknow Gharana. Further, based on the types of syllables of tukra, they are categorized into 4 main divisions as Natwadi ka tukra, Sangeet ka tukra, Nritya ka tukra and Parmelu ka tukra. Such kind of categorizations are not used in Jaipur. Natwadi ka tukra. These are certain special compositions which are having syllables like tat, thei, kran, tigdha digdig. And mostly the syllables are found in pairs like tat tat, theiya theiya, tigda digdig tigda digdig, and the gestures are also used in symmetry using both sides of the body, right and left. Natwari is generally placed in the madhyalaya and it has 2 different levels of lay, first starting with a slow speed and gradually increasing its tempo to a faster one. Natwari Tukra is a concept of Lucknow Gharana and it is said that Natwar, Lord Krishna, used to dance on the hood of the huge serpent Kalya on his victory over Kalya. It was by the behest of Lord Krishna that Ishwari Prasadji, the founder of Lucknow Gharana, was up to preaching this dance form, as he used to call it, Natvari Kathak Nritya. So, all these compositions related to Lord Krishna or Natvar and his dance is termed as Natvari Tukra. For Natvari, as I have told you, the movements are used showing symmetry from right and left. So, the movements are basically tat, tat, then dig, dha, dig, 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 dha, dig, dig. The chakkar with the tatkar fit. Ek, do, teen, char, ek, do, teen, char is used for dig, dha, dig, 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 dha, dig, dig. We use kran in this manner. Kran, you see the jump with kran, and the movements like theya, 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 kran, as you will find in the dancing of Natvari. Dha, di, da, di, da, dha, ga, di, da, di, da, da, ta, ta, dig, dha, dig, 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 dha, dig, dig, ta, ta, theya, theya, kran, tat, tat, di, da, di, di, da, di, tat, tat, thei, tat, tat, di, da, di, di, da, di, tat, tat, thei, tat, tat, di, da, di, di, da, di, tat, tat, dha, di, da, di, da, dha, ga, di, da, di, da, ta, 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 dig, dha, dig, 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 dha, dig, dig, ta, ta, theya, theya, kran, tat, tat, di, da, di, di, da, di, tat, tat, thei, tat, tat, di, da, di, di, da, di, tat, tat, thei, tat, tat, di, da, di, di, da, di, tat, tat, dha, di, da, di, da, dha, ga, di, da, di, da, ta, ta, di, da, di, da, dha, ga, di, da, di, da, ta, ta, thei, ta, thei, da, thei, a, thei, a, thei, da, thei, ten, ten, na, thei, na, thei, na, thei, iya, thei, iya, thei, da, ta, 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 a, thei, da, ta, 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 a, thei, da, ta, 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 di, da, di. We move to Nritya ka Tukra. Nritya ka Tukra means the composition having sounds from the dance. It can represent the sound which can be imitated while we get them from the stamping feet of a dance form. So, they basically have tat, thei, dig, da, dig, dig, all these kind of syllables into them. Nritya ka Tukra is very interesting and covers a wide range of rhythmic patterns, a wide range of permutations and combinations of these syllables. For Nritya ka Tukra, you find bowls of various patterns. The syllables like tat, tat, thei, tat, tat, thei, and dig, dha, dig, dig, thei. These are certain movements. Dig, dha, dig, dig, thei, ta, thei, ta, ta, thei, a, thei, ta, ta, thei, thei, ta, thei, ta, thei. And so many spins are also attached at the end of these compositions. We call them multiple spins, which can be from a single point going on like ek, do, teen, char, or we can use the whole stage revolving from starting from this point and spinning on our own axis and go on like ek, do, teen, char, panch, छः, सात, आठ, नौ, 10 like this. So, Nritya ka Tukra with tigdha dig dig thei, tat tat, ta thei, tigdha thei, tat tat thei, whatever, ta thei, ta ta thei, a thei, ta ta thei, all these movements are being used. We use a movement ta thei, ta ta thei, a thei, ta ta thei goes like tat tat thei tigdha dig dig thei, tat tat thei tigdha dig dig thei, ta thay, ta, thay, a, thay, ta, thay. Now basically for ta, we go, we dip, we take a dip, we come back and I move ahead. Again, a, thay and ta, thay. So it goes ta, thay, ta, thay, a, thay, ta, thay. Another movement so used is the jump with ta, thay. Ta, thay, ta, thay. The crossing of the leg with the jumping, ta, it's ta, thay, ta, thay. Again in the left side, it's a, thay. So it's just the opposite of the body, ta, thay, and the left side, a, thay, thay. Now let us take up Parmelu ka tukra. Parmelu. Par denoting sounds of various kinds which is derived from various musical instruments, sounds of nature, musical notes, etc. And melu is the mixing of all these sounds which are winded up together to give a definite composition we call Parmelu. The syllables produce a huge variety in both the gharanas. In Jaipur, they even pick up some ancient sounds from so many ancient works connected to ancient traditions, and they could mean something during those periods which are still unknown to us. The repertoire of Jaipur's Parmelu is huge. They have cluster of syllables in a very small meter of time. They are very clumsy and very challenging to pronounce, as well as very challenging to be executed by the body movements. Rather, in Lucknow, we find the Parmelu to be simpler, and also the mixing of the syllables is restrained. Like the Parmelu Dittam and the Parmelu Tagnagadharri Kukku Tagatag will never interchange their syllables with each other. So, a composition of Dittam will go on its own track and Nagithari will go on its own track. In Jaipur Gharana, this mixing is allowed. For Parmelu Tukras, I have used the syllables of Dittam. The movement of Dittam goes Dittam, Dittam. You notice the deviation of the body from its axis. It holds like this. The stamping of a foot is repeated as like this, and it goes Dittam, Dhittam, daga daga thun tak tho. The same thing is repeated from left. It's daga daga thun tak tho. Now, takit dhikit, tak thun, tak dada ghina, and thung lung. These are the movements used. Thung lung, tak thun tak, and dik dha dik dik thay. Basically, we have used these movements. Now, with another parmelu, tat tat tadrakadandan, you find these movements. Tat tat ta trakadandan jhi jhi khit tho. I'll show you trakadandan. It's tat tat ta trakadandan jhi jhi khit tho. And thurang. Find out thurang. Thurang. Tak thun tak. Tak thun tak. Tak thun tak. Dik dha dik dik thay. Ta di da dha. Da di da da. Dittam dittam daga daga thun daga tho. Dittam dittam daga daga thun daga tho. Ta ki da ta ki da ta ki da ki ki da ki ki da ki ki da ta ka thun ta ka thun ta ka thun ta ka da da thun. Thung lung ta ka thun ta ka da ga thung lung ta ka thun ta ka da ga thung lung ta ka thun ta ka da ga tha. We come to Paran. These are the technical compositions based on the syllables of Pakhavaj. Like Tav, Thung, Dhikit, Dhagin, Nar, Gad, Gadigin, Dhit, Dhit, Dhagitit. The movements, they should be broad and very heavy. In Lucknow, they rather focus on the lining, the curves, and the expression, keeping them within a limit of speed, while Jaipur focus more on the tayyari or the mastery of an artist, which they find in the speed, in the execution of speed. Parans in Lucknow are mostly danced in the Drutlay, but in Jaipur, the Lamchar Paran or the lengthy compositions, as they are called Lamchar Paran, are found to be danced even in the Bilambit lay. They are even sometimes given names which are oriented with the subject, like Top Paran, Gaj Paran, Durga Paran, Ganesh Paran, Shiv Tandav Paran, each having its own expressions. The syllables used are very much thought over and are oriented definitely with the subject. For Paran, there are several compositions. We start with a very common composition of Dha, Ta, Ka, Thunga. Now the syllables are gestured by these movements. Dha, Ta, Ka, Thunga. Again, you pay attention to my feet. It's Dha, Ta, Ka, Thunga, and the body is tilted backwards at Ga. It comes with Dha, Ta, Ka, Thunga. Then Dha, Ge, Di, Ga, Ta. Dha, then Ta. Dhit, ta kita dha takkathunga. Please see takkathunga. It's takkathunga. Takita taka and tite kata gadi ghina. We come to dhed dhed dhagetite tagetite kridhatite dhagetite. Dhed dhed dhagetite tagetite kridhatite dhagetite. Kata gadi ghina nagetite. Kata gadi ghina nagetite. Kata gadi ghina nagetite. Now I have used kadhita dhita dha gatita tita ta. It's just the 3/3 rhythmic pattern. Kadhita dhita dha gatita tita ta. And it goes kadhita dhita dha gatita tita ta. Kadhita dhita dha gatita tita ta. Kadhita dhita dha gatita tita ta ka. In another paran, like gaddin nagitite tagitide kitatak, I have used the movements, but I'll show you the feet stamping first. It's gaddin. Gaddin nagetite tagetira kita tak. Tagetira kita tak. Please focus on tagetira kita tak. So it comes out gaddin 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 nagetite tagetira kita tak. Dhikita dhan ta dha ta dha. Kridhatite dhan dhan dha. Kridhatite, it's simple. Kridhatite, kridhatite, dhana dhana dha. We take up dhagatta kitatak. In dhagatta kitatak, it begins with a beautiful jump. You find dhagat with the gesticulation of a mridanga or a pakhavaj. We show it dhagat, takita tak, and dhage takita tak, dhage tira kita tak, dhage tita takita taka, kira dhed dhed, dha dhage tete, na nage tete, ta tage tete ki kita tak. For dha dhage tete, simply we use dha dhage tete, na nage tete. Dha dhage tete, na nage tete, ta tage tete ki kita tak. move to Tihai. These are certain compositions which are found with 3 identical parts, starting from some and finishing on some, covering 2, 3 or even more avartans of a Taal. Having a gap in between the 3 fragments will make the Tihai Damdar, while having no gaps in between each of these fragments will make the Tihai Bedamdar, as we call them. Dam, that is putting up the gap, Bedam, that is without the gap. Tihais can be Chakradars also. It means the 3 cycles again repeated thrice forms the Chakradar of a Tihai. Nowadays, Tihais have made a very special position in the Kathak repertoire, and they stand as a complete different chapter. The credit goes to Pandit Birju Maharaj, who has given a very big opening to this world of Tihai. Maharaji has put Tihai into numbers, uttering them in numericals. He has used syllables of various musical instruments. He has used syllables of dance and has made a huge world of Tihai. The Tihai with numericals are called Ginti ki Tihai. Even according to his ideas and teaching, Tihais are being portrayed in the Abhinaya part of Kathak. Taking up a Tihai and putting a bhav on it or a abhinaya on it, giving it a complete storyline is so beautifully executed by him. So viewers, I think I have shared my views with you successfully and you have understood them properly. So I hope you carry your views and you take mine and you have your own development. Thank you.